Okay, so we are starting the PM turn, which does have reinforcements, and it is all of the 3rd Division tanks. And we can put it into any of the landing zones. I think we're for sure going to do blue too. So let me go get all the tanks out, and you get an action, and you get an action, and you get a free action. You get a free action. All right, so the only thing that is not out right now is the regimental HQ for the 9th Regiment and 2 engineers for the 3rd Division. And those guys don't come out until game turn 22. We are on... Oh, hold on. What happened? We're on game turn 21. See here? This was supposed to happen on game turn 19, and then 21 is 5 points of 3rd Division artillery. We're on game turn 21. See, there's no star on the 19 there. See that? So on game turn 19, we were supposed to put these tanks out, and there's no star next to that 19. So I didn't know. I was relying on the stars. Oh, come on. There's errors in this game everywhere. How could anyone have play tested this and not have caught that? That is... Sorry, I didn't mean to be so judgmental. It is very easy to make last-minute changes to documentation and then not realize the mistakes that you made. And it could have been play tested thoroughly, but then they decided to add another deployment there. Okay, I am looking for my pen. What on earth did I do with it? Okay, I'm gonna go grab another pen. I am writing on my components, but 19 gets a star. I know that's not a good star, but I'm going to put a star there, and I'm going to circle it, because there are reinforcements that are landing that day. And so these tanks were supposed to land on turn 19. We are on turn 21, so they would have landed on 19, then they would have taken at least one movement, or they would have taken a move action on 19 and then another move action on 21. And I am doing them because these tanks are important. So we can stack 2 at a time, here, there, and there. And let's get tanks to all of our places. So we need to get them up here to support the black zone. And I think we need one set of tanks way up there. So this set of tanks is going to move 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, right? So we're moving to get to the top. And we can do that because these regimental HQs can help one more. This is the part that's weird, is they would be stuck. Actually, they are stuck. So you know what we're doing? All these tanks are going into the reserve, because they're stuck. They can't move unless I get a command down there to take them. The 4th Division can't control tanks that are outside of their division. So I can assign tank and engineer units to regiments during the HQ phase, but I can't assign them to divisions. So these guys are clearly 3rd Division. So I'm moving them to the reserve pool. And that means on the morning of the 22nd, I'll be able to deploy them on the map. I think that's the case. Because, and here's why I'm saying this. It says the word any, that means it's landing on a beach. These other ones are, see, they're landing on beaches. So I can't just plop them, you know, right next to the regimental headquarters, like I could if it was a reserve action. And then we get 5 points of 3rd Division artillery, so that's good. And I'll put those out. And we currently have spent 0, of course. And let's get this game started. So my apologies there. That, well, I mean, it was a mistake with the rules. I guess I'm not going to apologize for that. Now, on game turn 22, which is tomorrow morning, they do have a star. See, game turn 22 has a star next to it. And on that one, we get the entire 9th Regiment and the 2nd Engineer units from the 3rd Division, which are 2 of them. And they land on any beach. And see, those will come with their own headquarters. So those will be easier to command because the headquarters can move them. And then on game turn 30, which is quite a while from now, we're going to get 5 more points of artillery. So this 3rd Division is going to struggle a little bit with this black zone. There's a part of me that is tempted to go around it. I mean, why mess with it? Let's cut it off from all communication and then come at it. That actually might be a good move. I don't know what they did historically. This is Hill 382, and I'm pretty damn sure there's a whole movie named after Hill 382. We're just getting the crap disrupted out of us anyways. There's a part of me that thinks if I go this way, I can remove all kinds of artillery. This is awful terrain, though, by the way. And then if I can clean out through here, it's smooth sailing all the way up into Sector 4. And then also I'm causing Sector 4 to artillery its own sector, which means it's no longer helping Sector 3. There's all kinds of advantage to trying to swing around. This is called the reach around right here. And then maybe doing like a pincer where we go north along the north beach and we go along the south beach, and then we just, everything that's in the plateau, we leave for the end. I don't know if that's a smart move or not. I think the problem with leaving these guys be is how do I cut off communication going back to zone sector 2? I think there was somewhere in the rules that said once sector 2 is clear, it's clear. It can't ever be uncleared. And the same with sector 1. I'll have to go find, maybe I'm imagining things, but I'm pretty sure that's what it says. So I don't have to worry about sector 2 at all. I'm pretty sure, you know what, I need to make sure, because that's come up several times. Do I need to cut off communication or not? I will do that during the next break, if I remember. What will happen is that I'll start up after the next break, and then I'll be like, oh, damn it, I was supposed to do that. Okay, let's go. HQ phase, everything moves up in range. So we now have range 3 on the 2 3rd Division units. And then these are range 4. Although I don't know how much we're going to keep them there. But this is now range 3. And we do get a garrison on this red spot. Because nobody, I think orange can't fire on red here. Let me check. They can. Brown can fire on it. So let me get the garrison back out of there. Okay, where else can we put? From here, he has a range of 3, so he's not quite to that blue. From here, we got all kinds of goodness. Yeah, 1, 2... orange. All 3 of these orange spots get garrisons. So now we don't have to worry about manning those. Okay. As usual, I reserve the right, blah, blah, blah. Let's move on to the event phase. Ooh, naval gunfire. I will always take those. Although we are now over our limit. No, we're at our limit, so we're fine. You can never save more than 2. At the morning phase, if I don't spend it, I will go up to 3, and that's okay. You can go over 2. You just can't save more than 2 at the end of the day. So I have to be at least 2 or less by the end of the day. So I'll take it. I'm not too, I'm never going to turn down a naval gunfire. If I can somehow magically reveal this thing, the problem is this purple zone is so intense. This is actually quite the pickle to get in there. I definitely don't want to get in there with units like, well, actually this guy, yeah, see, look, that's an intense fire. And what business do I have with a triangle there? That's really dumb of me to do. Because they fire every round. That was super stupid of me to do. I may have to eject him. I can't eject him. If they're in the field of fire, oh, come on. I'm in trouble. Okay, red or orange is reinforcing. And that is going to hurt us. Because right here. So a reinforcement unit and a depth marker are going there. And orange, really nothing happens anywhere else. Oh, there is one here, and he's 3 spaces away. So we're out of his fire zone. Reinforce. This is a redeploy. So he's going to try to move to a closer position group, which is that brown one. And since the brown one is full, he adds a depth marker to his own, which he can't do. So he does nothing. So no worries there. This one might be a problem. It's an A action for black. And purple is going to give him the A action. So the A action on turn 7, if someone's in their fire zone, is he's just going to fire. And then he will attack if he's not an artillery. This one is an artillery, so he's not going to... So he's going to fire, and we are going to take the damage. Because I was really dumb and put a unit there. I don't know what I was smoking. I'm going to lose that infantry. I can't get him out of there. So that means the 3rd Division does need to storm this black. Okay, next. Well, I got to make sure there's no other purples out there. There aren't. Next is blue. And they're doing a tank attack. This blue here can fire. I need to check his range. He hits this, but obviously that's a star. He hits this, but the picture is a diamond, so we don't get hit. So blue doesn't do anything. And that ends that, and now we draw another event. And this is a new one. Tunnels. That's not going to be good. Tunnels. That is not going to be good. There was no Americans building tunnels, I can tell you that. Oh, where are you? One Japanese unit that is out of communication is considered back in communication if it is within 6 hexes of a Japanese position that is in communication. Place a blank counter on top of the position to signify this. I don't think I have a blank counter. You know what? They did give me blank counters. I thought they were rubbish, so I was going to throw them in the garbage. So I got to take a blank counter back. I have a red counter, a white counter, a green and white counter, half and half. I guess I could use those. You know what? I would just use a smoke counter, so who cares? Okay. There is no Japanese unit out of communication right now. So I don't think that's a concern. So that event does nothing. And now we're going to move to... It's our turn. Action time. Now, I need to get out of Dodge with my 24th Division. And if you're in a field of fire, you're not allowed to get out. So this unit can't get out. This unit can't get out. So the 24th Division isn't going to fully get out. So I'm not going to recover as quickly with them. and that's unfortunate. However, if I can disrupt this thing, then he can get out. So let's try to see if we can do that. But I don't know how to do that. I have to reveal this first. So this is also 4th Division, this giant stack here. So I am going to move these out. And this stack is all 4th Division. So he's going to exit. Marines, or 3rd Division, 3rd Division, 3rd Division, 3rd. This one is going to step out. And this is disrupted, but it doesn't matter. These guys are stepping out. Disrupted. He's 3rd Division, 3rd Division. That one's disrupted, but I don't think he's in anyone's range, so he can step out. Oh, he is right there, black. He's in the black field of fire, so I can't do anything about him. These guys are in field of fire because we're still next to this guy who is not yet defeated. This red zone here, is it in the field of fire of this brown? And you know what? The setup map shows this as a green too. So we've been doing brown the whole time, but it's green. This one is in the field of fire, so I can't remove him. I can remove these. So yes, we got a few from the 4th Division that can't quite get off the field. It's okay, it's just, so for example, here we're gonna do a 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3. And since this guy can't get off the field, he is going to bull rush here. And this guy, I gotta be careful because I'm keeping units with him, but those units can get hit if you're bull rushing black. These two are part of the 3rd Division, so I need to move them down this way. So I'm going to move them to there. This guy has taken a hit, but he doesn't benefit me being in the reserves. So I don't get like bonus points for having him in the reserves. So we're going to bull rush him to here. We do have to draw a card for purple. We do draw a card, but it's not a star, so we're lucky. No harm, no foul there. Okay, so we got a nice solid flank here. I need to take this thing out. This guy's disrupted. This is my next, this one right here is my next best unit. These are both from the 3rd Marines. So we're gonna try. So 1 for being Japanese, 1 for the terrain, and 1 for the CC token. So they get 3 cards. We have 8 pips. So we get 2 for the pipsqueaks and 1 for the flamethrowers. They go first. Okay, so I'm gonna declare it now. We're gonna consider it a green location even though there's an error on the map. It is from now on a green location, so greens hit. And of course a green hits. Oh, it's like I know what's on the card. You know what? There's been so many, like we've gotten some wonderful naval strikes. Oh, hey, speaking of which, did I want to use one? I think my answer is no. There was nothing to strike. So we lose our top card, which of course was a green. And then we go and there's no green. They go and they get a green. So we're just having a good old time right now. I am so happy with my pappy on this one. And we lose our last card as a result of that, which was a hit. Come on. And then they go and they miss. So we took 2 hits, we get disrupted, and they once again hold on to this airfield space. It's just, there was Miracle Miyogi in a previous game, and I don't know what to call this one. Miracle Moyotomo. All right, moving on. I can't get these units off until this guy is defeated. So the 24th can't get the rest. Now, between the two, the 5th Division was in far worse shape than the 24th, or the 4th. The 4th at least has 13 points left. The 5th Division was down to 7. So we can survive another day with the 4th being a little bit out here. So these units, I really don't think there's much I can do. This is an HQ unit, which doesn't have to rest, right? HQ units don't need to rest. So I'm going to move it here to claim blue, which then allows me to move these guys here to help take this on. Now these guys are going to both attack here. We're going to reveal. Oh, I can't reveal. It's a fortification. So the fortification is going to get a depth marker. And look at that. We're blocked. So we don't reveal and we get disrupted. Okay, so these two units, it'd be nice for them to accomplish something. And I do get to look at this now. And you can see we can attack it from up here. So what I'm going to do with these two units is we're going to move here and try to take on this yellow spot. And move it back so you can see. We're taking on, we're getting aggressive here. And I do have to draw, but as long as it's not a yellow star, I'm okay. If it was a blue star, I'd have been crying. Let's keep going. I have a stiff neck. I've been playing this game for hours and hours these last couple of days. This is a very long game. Much longer than the other D-Day games. So we got a unit here. And these units here, I'm going to reveal this with just this guy. So here you can see we need a flamethrower and an MG, which, or you know what, I need to attack with everything. I'm sorry I'm reneging again, but I'm not thinking through my action. I can't attack and then close combat. And that's why I was keeping these guys back. I was gonna go in. So I'm attacking with everything. So we have a 3, 8, 8, and a 4, more than triple. And the depth marker is not revealed. And we actually meet everything. It's a JDX. He's disrupted and the depth marker is eliminated without even looking at it. It's so interesting. I say this every time, but every D-Day game ever, you always reveal this and then check again, you know? And so it doesn't happen in this game. So anyways, we got him disrupted with an attack. These disruption markers are all going away, the cream colored ones. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so now we got some work to do, Scooby-Doo. This guy, his headquarters is gonna move up to take on green. I have to draw a card, and as long as it's not a green star, we're okay, because it was a muff fire. And then we're going to attack this guy. He needs flank and bazooka. Here's the crazy thing. I could flank him as long as I had somebody here, but I don't. So I'm going to close combat him, and let's see how we do. He's just getting one card, and then we're only getting 2 cards, so, oh, drew from the wrong pile. And he's brown, so he goes first. Of course he hits us. I mean, why would he not hit us? That's just like par for the course there. I think the hardest part about him hitting us wasn't the step loss, but it's the fact that we lose our top card, which would have killed him. And then we don't kill him. That's so we're disrupted. And that's okay, because we got to move next to him anyways to kill him. And he's disrupted too. So we're disrupted, and we're going to move these units up to flank him, because like we said, we need to flank. And these two are going to be pretty powerful, so we're going to move up to take on green. And we have communication cut off, so this guy can go these 3. 1, 2, 3. There's a rule. You can't, if you move from one fire zone to another fire zone, you have to stop. So I can't just charge through multiple fire zones like that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'll just cut 1 to the right, and then this guy will just move 2 over to there. Now, how many from the 4th Division are out here that are not headquarters? This one is. So before I moved him, I would have sent him to the reserve. And his HQ is just staying on the field. And I think that's everybody. The 4th Division guys that are still out are, well, actually, here's one right here. I'm going to put him out. So that means I'm going to leave these guys here on the red until I can get a garrison there. And yes, the only 4th Division guys that have not exited are either headquarter units, which I made a deliberate choice, or they're in somebody's field of fire. And even if the guy's disrupted, well, actually, let me check that. Maybe I can, if they're disrupted, get out of there. Let me check. I didn't write that one down. Not in enemy field of fire of any kind. I don't know what that means. Not in field of fire of any kind. So he's disrupted. And when they're disrupted, by rule, disruption shuts off their field of fire. So this 4th Division unit can leave. This 4th Division unit can leave. And this 4th Division unit can leave. And I have no idea what that symbol is right there. I'm just now noticing that, and I have no idea what it is. It's not on the legend. Nothing. I know that if you see plus signs or V signs, those are for specific scenarios. The V is for scenario 5. The plus, I think, is for scenario 3. So those kind of things exist. This one would not have left. He's a HW, and I don't get bonuses for putting them in reserve. So I wouldn't also leave him there either, because he's awful at close combat. So I think I would have moved him on to greener pastures. I just don't know what greener pastures to move him on to. This is already disrupted, so I would move 1, 2, 3 to charge black. That's what I would have done. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the round, or end of the action phase. I have a lot of units I need to put over in the 4th Marine Division, but I'll do that in between our turn. And I'm going to come over here. It's Japanese artillery time. And so, yes, we have the full brunt of their artillery now, which is at 20. So 20 divided by nothing. Hey! So no artillery. That is huge, because now we're not getting disrupted near black. So we can go in for the kill. Raids. I'm looking, and I have a few precarious spots like here and elsewhere, but I'm okay. Everything's covered. So that brings us to the end of the turn, and what's awesome is that was only 30 minutes. But I'm still going to stop, take a quick break, get a bathroom and drink, run going, and I will be back in a few. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.